As part of my Kill Team Blood Angels project, I'll be doing some scenic bases for them using the Sector Mechanicus set. So I've already, in the Blood Angels video, shown how I put this together. I've added some surface details to 4 out of the 6 bases, and now I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint them. I will be doing a fairly simple scheme based on silver and gold, but I will be picking out the pipes and the dials and the lights and the computer panels and the couple of skulls that I've added. So I'll be back in a second with one of these mounted in the paint handle to show you how I'm putting it together. So I've got a 50-50 mix of bolt gun metal, which they call lead belcher now, and water. So I'm just going to coat the whole base in this, getting it into the recesses, which will form the first coat. So I'm not painting it over the skull obviously, but I am painting it around the skull. There we go. So I'll leave that to dry, and then I'm going to come back with the next stage. So with the bolt gun metal dry, the lead belcher dry, it's time to apply the Balthazar gold. So some people will say to use Hashroot copper, however Hashroot copper, let's thin this down a little bit more, Hashroot copper does not cover anywhere near as well. So Balthazar gold you can do in 1 or 2 coats. Hashroot copper, you'll be here doing 3 or 4. So I'm covering all these grids. So immediately we're getting a more visually interesting base with 2 main colours. Go around this skull. So as you can see, we divided the base up into the silver and the gold areas. So I'm now going to apply a non-oil wash all over the base. So doing this dulls down the lead belcher, dulls down the gold, provides line detail for the recessed areas to give me an idea of what to pick out, and is the first stage in the weathering of the base. So I'll wait about 10 minutes for that to dry. So I'm now applying a dry brush of silver. I'm using Vallejo Model Air silver, but it's just as easy for you to use Stormhost silver or any of the GW or Vallejo or other silvers. So a good dry brush brings out an awful lot of the detail, and then you're ready to apply. So I'm now going to take a little bit of War Green, and I've identified a pipe I want to colour War Green. Like so. So I'll look at what I can do to pick out the detail, and then I'll apply some technicals. So I'm now going to start doing the skulls. So there's only one skull on this base, so a quick coat of Xandri dust to be the base coat for it. Gets this moving. So I'm going to come back and do the rest of the detail on this. As you can see, I've added some red here, there's green here, there's a little blue here, basically reasonably bright primary colours for the cables. You can leave the rest, and I'll hit it with some Nihilak oxide in some places in a little bit to start putting some colour on it. So I've applied the Xandri dust to the skull. I'm going to take a little Nihilak oxide and apply it to a couple of pieces of the base. So again, just a little straight from the pot. Just to give it a little verdigris. So this is another less is more sort of thing, where I don't want to put too much on there, but I do want to add a verdigris effect, particularly to the areas where the gold has been highlighted with the silver, like so. So, getting again a little close to finishing. With the Xandri dust dry, I'm going to apply a quick wash of Agrax Earthshade to the skull. Ready to layer it up with the Shtabi bone and Screaming Skull. So, I'm about to apply a dry brush of Shtabi bone to the skull. So, and there we go. So I'm now going to apply a final very light dry brush, Screaming Skull, and then that's done. You could go for even more detail and try to pick out the pipes in a different colour, but at this point I'm going to call this done, do the black rim and varnish it. So these bases are done and they're now ready to be varnished. So once that's done, I'm going to put these to one side, finish building my Blood Angels kill team, and then I've got the bases ready to mount them on. If you've liked this video, hit like or subscribe. If you feel strongly, leave a comment below. Otherwise, good gaming.